The conventional retirement savings advice you've been fed your entire life isn't just wrong, it's a meticulously crafted system designed to keep you from true financial freedom, all while enriching the very institutions that preach it. For decades, you've been told to maximize your 401k, religiously fund your IRA, and trust the stock market to deliver your golden years. You followed the playbook, diligently contributing, watching that number fluctuate, believing you were building a secure future. But what if that entire playbook was a carefully orchestrated illusion, one that consistently prioritizes the profits of banks and financial advisors over your actual wealth accumulation? The core deception lies in focusing solely on accumulation. They train you to chase a big number on a screen, a balance that looks impressive but is constantly under assault by forces you're rarely told about. You see that seven-figure sum in your account and feel a sense of security, a warm glow of achievement. Yet that number is almost always an illusion, a moving target that rarely translates into the real-world purchasing power you anticipate. Imagine diligently saving $1 million for retirement. Sounds fantastic, right? A true milestone. But what if, by the time you actually retire, that $1 million buys you less than half of what it would today? This isn't speculation, it's the insidious reality of inflation, a hidden tax that erodes your purchasing power year after year, turning your hard-earned nest egg into a far smaller basket of goods and services. It's a silent, relentless thief, stealing your future without a single alarm bell ringing from your financial advisor. They rarely highlight this fundamental flaw in their calculations. Then there's the tax man. You pour money into a 401k thinking you're being smart by deferring taxes. But deferring isn't avoiding. It means you're simply pushing the bill until later, often when you're in a higher tax bracket, and the government decides to raise rates even further to cover its ever-growing expenses. You're not saving on taxes, you're granting the government an interest-free loan with your money on their terms, and you'll pay the piper eventually. It's a future liability you are unwittingly building for yourself, a ticking tax time bomb set to detonate precisely when you need your money the most. Your money, once it enters these traditional retirement accounts, ceases to be truly yours. It's locked away, subject to penalties for early withdrawal, and managed by institutions whose primary allegiance is to their shareholders, not your individual financial agility. Think about it. What if an incredible investment opportunity arises next year? What if you need emergency capital for a life-changing event? You can't simply access your money without severe penalties. It's like having a treasure chest that you can only open when they say so, and even then, they take a cut. Where is the control in that? And then there's the market itself. You're told to invest for the long term, to ride out the dips. But how many of us saw our retirement dreams evaporate in 2000, 2008, or even in the recent volatility? You're essentially betting your golden years on the unpredictable whims of global markets, controlled by forces far beyond your influence. The system teaches you to passively hope rather than actively control your financial destiny. This passive hope is precisely what the traditional system thrives on, because while you're hoping, they are profiting. Who benefits most from this conventional approach? The banks, the mutual fund companies, the financial advisors who collect their fees year after year, regardless of whether your portfolio soars or tanks. They get paid to manage your money, to keep it within their ecosystem, to ensure a steady stream of revenue for themselves. Your financial growth is secondary to their profitability. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's just good business for them and terrible business for you if you're not aware of it. They have a vested interest in keeping your money locked into their system. Now here's a crucial insight they absolutely do not want you to grasp. Do you really believe the ultra-wealthy, the true financial titans, are putting all their eggs into a 401k basket? Are they content to defer taxes and hand over control of their capital to Wall Street? Absolutely not. They understand that true wealth is built on control, liquidity, and tax-efficient strategies that traditional advice rarely, if ever, mentions. The rules they play by are fundamentally different, and they are not publicly advertised. Their approach is fundamentally different. They prioritize structures that offer tax-advantaged growth, liquidity, and protection from market volatility. They focus on creating their own banking systems, effectively becoming their own source of capital rather than relying on external institutions. This concept might sound radical, but it's been the secret handshake among the financially savvy for generations. It's a private system built for private wealth, and it's time you understood how it works. One of the most potent yet least understood tools in their arsenal is high cash value, dividend-paying permanent life insurance. Now, before you dismiss this as just life insurance, understand this isn't your basic term policy. This is a specially designed financial instrument, a private contract with a mutual company built for capital accumulation and access. It's not about dying, it's about living financially free, leveraging a system designed to protect and grow your wealth on your terms. Your premiums, instead of vanishing, build a rapidly growing cash value that's accessible to you tax-free for life's opportunities. This cash value grows predictably, completely insulated from stock market crashes, and the dividends you receive can be tax-free. Think about it. A safe haven for your capital, growing steadily, available for loans against your own policy without triggering taxes or penalties. You control the capital, not a bank, not the market. This gives you a level of financial agility and security that a 401k simply cannot. The ultimate advantage? You can access that cash value through policy loans completely tax-free in retirement or whenever you need it. And the death benefit paid out to your beneficiaries is also income tax-free. Contrast that with a 401k where every dollar withdrawn in retirement is taxed as ordinary income. Imagine borrowing against your own accumulated wealth, using that money for investments or emergencies, and then paying yourself back, all while your original cash value continues to grow uninterrupted. This is how the wealthy maintain liquidity and control. Beyond these private contracts, the wealthy diversify into assets they can control. Income-producing real estate, private businesses, and direct investments that generate cash flow. They don't just save for retirement, they build and acquire income streams that continue paying them regardless of market fluctuations. The goal isn't to accumulate a large sum that eventually dwindles, it's to build an empire that perpetually produces, ensuring that income continues to flow whether the stock market is up or down. Another hidden truth: the wealthy understand and utilize good debt. While you're taught to avoid debt at all costs, they're leveraging OPM, other people's money, to acquire assets that generate more income than the cost of the debt. They borrow against their cash value policies at low rates, invest in real estate or businesses that produce higher returns, and pay themselves back. This is how you expand your empire, not by hoarding cash, but by intelligently deploying it. They use debt as a tool for expansion, not as a burden. The conventional system wants you to be a passive accumulator, a customer for their products. The wealthy are active owners, controlling their capital, their assets, and their financial future. The fundamental difference is control. Are you giving it away or are you seizing it? This isn't just about money, it's about sovereignty over your own economic life. It's about opting out of a system designed to siphon off your wealth and into the hands of financial intermediaries. The financial institutions pushing conventional retirement vehicles are not evil, but they are incentivized to keep you within their profit-generating structures. They will never openly teach you strategies that bypass their fees, their control, or their tax deferral schemes. They need your money in their funds under their management. So the choice is yours. Continue playing by their rules or learn the rules the financially free play by. This is where the truth truly separates the players. What if the path to true financial security isn't about chasing the biggest number in a taxable account, but about creating an unshakable fortress for your capital, shielded from taxes, market downturns, and institutional control? Imagine a retirement where you are the bank, where you dictate the terms, and where your money works for you on autopilot, without the constant worry of market crashes or tax liabilities. This is not some futuristic fantasy. It is a current reality for those who understand these secrets. Think about the last 20 years. Did your 401k deliver the consistent, predictable growth you were promised? Did it give you access to capital when you needed it most without penalty? For most people, the answer is a resounding no. The promise of conventional retirement saving often feels like a mirage, shimmering brightly in the distance only to recede further as you approach it. The goal line keeps moving, and you're perpetually trying to catch up. This is the banker's vault, and we're here to pull back the curtain on these financial illusions. We're here to show you the mechanisms that the elite use, the strategies that are kept quiet precisely because they empower you and disempower the traditional financial gatekeepers. We believe that true financial education means understanding the whole game, not just the rules they want you to play by. It means questioning everything you've been told. Significar por que, ano após ano, você se vê num ciclo onde a promessa de um futuro financeiro seguro parece sempre um passo à frente, inatingível. Pergunte-se se os especialistas que promulgam a ortodoxia financeira realmente têm o seu melhor interesse no coração ou se eles servem a um sistema que prospera na sua dependência. Eu percebi que, para a maioria, o plano de aposentadoria convencional é um jogo de cartas marcadas. Você entra pensando que está construindo um patrimônio, quando na verdade está apenas seguindo as regras de um cassino onde a casa sempre ganha, seja através de taxas que corroem seu capital, seja pela perda de acesso ao seu próprio dinheiro ou pela implacável sanha do fisco. Imagine por um instante a sensação de estar preso. Seu dinheiro, arduamente poupado, trancado em um cofre onde você não tem a chave. Você vê as notícias do mercado balançando, a inflação roendo o poder de compra e sente uma ansiedade crescente, mas não pode fazer nada. Não pode sacar sem penalidade, não pode reinvestir em uma oportunidade de vida. Está lá, refém das flutuações, refém das decisões de terceiros, refém de uma estrutura que foi projetada para beneficiar outros. Você já sentiu essa impotência? A sensação de que, mesmo fazendo tudo certo, algo fundamental estava errado? Eles nos ensinaram que sacrifício é virtude, que adiar o prazer é o caminho para a riqueza. Mas eles não nos contaram que essa é a virtude que mantém seus balanços inchados e seus lucros garantidos. Você já sentiu essa impotência? A sensação de que, mesmo fazendo tudo certo, algo fundamental estava errado? Eles nos ensinaram que sacrifício é virtude, que adiar o prazer é o caminho para a riqueza. Mas eles não nos contaram que essa é a virtude que mantém seus balanços inchados e seus lucros garantidos.
Enquanto você aguarda pacientemente por um futuro distante, a elite usa princípios financeiros completamente diferentes. Eles não guardam o dinheiro para o futuro como nós somos instruídos. Eles o usam, o fazem trabalhar agora, com liquidez, segurança e proteção fiscal que a maioria das pessoas nem sonha que é possível. O segredo não está em poupar mais, mas em como o seu dinheiro é estruturado e onde ele reside. Não estamos falando de investimentos de risco, de pirâmides ou de esquemas que prometem mundos e fundos. Muito pelo contrário. Estamos falando de métodos comprovadamente seguros, utilizados há séculos pelos mais abastados, que criam um ecossistema financeiro pessoal onde você é o banco, o guardião e o principal beneficiário. Pense na tranquilidade de saber que seu capital está crescendo consistentemente, independentemente do que o mercado de ações decide fazer amanhã, protegido de impostos desnecessários e acessível a qualquer momento, sem pedir permissão a ninguém, sem pagar taxas e multas absurdas. É a diferença entre ter uma pequena jangada à deriva em um oceano tempestuoso, à mercê de cada onda e cada vento, e ter um submarino capaz de navegar em profundidade, seguro e no controle total da sua rota, independentemente da agitação na superfície. Nós fomos ensinados a construir a jangada e a rezar pelo bom tempo. Mas existe um outro caminho, uma outra arquitetura. O mais impressionante é que essas ferramentas não são exclusivas para os super ricos. Elas foram estrategicamente obscurecidas, sim, mas estão ao alcance de qualquer um que esteja disposto a questionar o status quo e a educar-se sobre o funcionamento real do dinheiro. Esta é a virada de chave para deixar de ser um joguete do sistema financeiro e começar a jogar o jogo da liberdade. Your retirement doesn't have to be a gamble. It doesn't have to be a race against inflation and taxation. It can be a certainty, built on principles of control, liquidity, and tax efficiency, principles that have been successfully deployed by the ultra-rich for decades. The problem isn't saving, it's how you're saving, and for whose benefit. The question you should be asking isn't how much can I save, but how effectively can I control and grow my capital? The system wants you to believe there's only one path to retirement. It relies on your ignorance of alternatives, your trust in conventional wisdom, and your fear of anything outside the established norm. But once you understand the hidden mechanisms, once you see the true landscape of wealth creation, you can never unsee it. You are now armed with the knowledge that there's a better way, a more secure, more prosperous way to build your financial future. The only question left is whether you'll choose to walk it.